Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Technically Speaking live show. You good? Can I?
Oh, the children! Get the children!
So we may or may not have been watching Anchorman bloopers before we went live, and also Scott's just generally loud. So
True.
You know, there's all of that.
I just blew out all your eardrums.
I bet you probably did too. So, hey everyone, what's going on? This is the Technically Speaking live show. Each week, my good friend Scott and I get together to talk about the latest happenings in tech.
Boys, it's slow.
Yeah, this is not a good week. The last couple of weeks have been a little bit dry. There's a bunch of kind of small topics that are generally interesting, but there's no real groundbreaking news. Nothing that's terribly earth-shattering. I suspect it's because we are waiting in between big product conferences.
Yeah.
Mobile World Congress, I think, is the next one still. So yeah. So in the meantime, sit back, have a beer or whatever frosty adult beverage, even if that's water, you should choose, and listen to two schmucks talk about technology and stuff.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Yes.
I'm a very loud human being, so
Yeah.
I apologize. I have not had a
You
chance.
You don't apologize.
I don't apologize.
For
You're right. I don't really
anything.
care.
You're
So
saying I apologize, but you don't mean it.
Facts. I don't mean it. And the reason is, this whole week at work, I wanted to kind of just be, big and loud.
You wanted to be Scott.
I wanted to be me, and I just couldn't do it. So, I'm sorry. It's going to just flow.
By the way, there's a reason we're not using the lapel mic
And it's
anymore,
me.
and it's because of you. Yeah.
Actually, what you can't see is usually the microphone would be located right about here, but we actually
this far away.
This far away. We actually moved it
Twice that distance easily.
It's at least in the other county. I'm so loud. I'm actually talking to you from 6 minutes ago. That's how loud. See, with a joke. See, what had happened was...
You're such an idiot.
Wait, before we forget, we didn't do commercials last week.
Yeah, let's do commercials.
Okay, bye.
We'll be
Today's
back.
video is brought to you by our friends at Minimal, who make one of the best ultra slim phone cases I've ever seen on the market. At just 0.35 millimeters thick and zero branding on the case, you get to keep that classic look of your phone, and it provides a little bit of extra protection as well. Check them out in the links within the description below. Today's video is brought to you by our friends at Rinky, who make some of the best phone cases. From the Max, Air, Slim, and Fusion, they have a ton of choices for your smartphones. I'm currently rocking a Clear Fusion on my Pixel 2 XL and absolutely love it. Check them out in the links within the description below.
I mean, do it. I don't.
Hello.
Welcome back. Yes, paying for our show. Sponsor's going to be happy now because we actually did a commercial since
We've been
always
pimping
forget.
those
We
for
always,
a while.
yeah, I know.
Honestly.
But they've been good to us.
No, they've
Let's
been
be
great
real.
to
They've been
us.
great to
I
us.
absolutely love it. Probably could use a four more. Or what? What?
You try that again?
Could probably use a couple other sponsors.
You good? Who are you
I don't know.
telepathically reaching out to sponsor our show?
All of them.
Everyone. All of the sponsors. All right, so let's start at the top of our hastily assembled document and go through the week. The one of the more boring weeks. Let's be real. One of the more boring weeks. I saw an interesting topic. Apple apparently sells an iPhone every 10 seconds. And most of them are iPhone X's, iPhone 10s.
Okay. It is iPhone 10.
Yes.
I get that.
Yes.
Everybody calls it an
It's iPhone X.
No, I didn't run the same commercial twice. I don't know if I ran the same commercial twice.
You might have.
Did I run the same commercial twice?
It's lag on your end, Mr. E-Root.
Might have. Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's totally not.
It doesn't surprise me that iPhones sell like that. I keep telling everybody, it's like, I really want to get one for the channel. I have said it for weeks and months at this point. I really want to get an iPhone X for the channel because I think it will take our ability to kind of be considered less fanboyish.
Yeah.
And help. Plus, honestly, there's things that I want to do with the actual iPhone.
Sure.
That show, hey, you can buy an iPhone and still use it like a Google Pixel device. Like the Assistant, especially. Everybody knows that's the direction that we're going into. The Assistant. So it doesn't surprise me that they sell one every 10 seconds.
Now,
are they always iPhone X's?
The majority of them are.
Okay.
But here's the interesting thing to me. So if they're selling an iPhone every 10 seconds and the majority of them are iPhone 10s, there is literally 2 links down, there was another post about how Apple is slashing production of the iPhone 10 due to weak demand. So on one hand, you have them selling an iPhone every 10 seconds, but apparently that is still not enough to...
So what were they supposed to sell for?
I know.
1 a second?
Well, yeah. Well,
look,
1 a second. They're selling 10 a second now. So 15 a second, 20 a second? Like, what is enough for them? Because 10 a second is insane to me. But, I mean, we ain't that level, so...
I mean, we can be. Apple, you want to send us some stuff?
I mean, at the level where we're selling something 10 a second, yeah, we're not there. I would love to be.
What would we sell?
But that's
opinions?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can give a 10. Can I give 10 opinions in a second?
No, you can't.
Ah!
Yeah.
Done.
I was just going to make that joke, too. Just going to make that joke. Let's see what else. Oh, Amazon and Google are apparently still locked in the middle of their ridiculous Cold War.
I'm telling you right now, it's never good. It will never end.
I don't see how it's going to let up anytime soon.
And it's because also another article, I'm sure it's down there, talks about how Amazon is doubling down on AI with Alexa. And so that just tells me, like, they're straight up, like, no, the data that they are getting from people through their streaming is data that they could be importing or using with Alexa.
Yeah. Well, they are. Clearly they are.
But the problem is like, if I let somebody hook up a Google service and they use that service, I am assuming the data that goes associated with that service belongs to Google. Yeah. And Amazon doesn't want that.
Well, so, and I think that's probably the start of most of their bad blood, but you also have things like the whatever licensing dispute or whatever there is between having Google services like YouTube on Fire-based devices. And so there was, for a while, there have been a bunch of workarounds to allow you to still be able to get to YouTube on like a Fire Stick or whatever.
I don't think there is anymore.
Not anymore, and that's the thing. Like the last couple of workarounds that have been posted, as soon as they get posted, Google does something to change that, so that you can't do that anymore. And what sucks is, at least from the Google perspective, like I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to put the screws on Amazon, but we're the ones getting screwed. It's the consumers that ultimately are getting screwed by this, because Amazon, I don't think really cares one way or the other. It's not hurting their sales to not have YouTube on one of their devices. So that's a little unfortunate. But there's actually a lot of Amazon news that has kind of happened lately. So there's that one as far as Google removing kind of the last workaround that Amazon people had for getting YouTube, getting Google Movies on their Kindle and Fire-based devices. Amazon absolutely destroyed their quarterly earnings.
And Google did not. Alphabet did not.
No, they did not. Amazon did, and Jeff Bezos goes on the record saying that they're going to be doubling down on Alexa. So very clearly, both Google and Amazon are really, really paying attention to artificial intelligence, almost to the detriment of any other form of business that they have, or their other forms of business, to say more accurately. They're only interested in the other forms of business as long as they help their central pillar of AI. And I really think that we're going to start to see more and more
first.
It's AI first, and it's Amazon and Google are going to be the absolute 800-pound gorillas, more so than the Facebooks and the Microsofts that everyone was concerned about. Like these
where's Apple in this? Does Apple care?
I think Apple cares. I think Apple wants to participate, but to talk about another kind of recent thing that happened, a lot of the reviews for the Apple HomePod, which is the competitor to Google Home, have been coming out, and they're not good. They're really not good. Basically only barely works with Apple apps, Apple ecosystem stuff.
Shocking.
Yeah. Sounds great, apparently. Which is, okay, cool.
Sounds great if you have iTunes.
Yeah, if you have iTunes. But
what about Spotify?
Siri is trash.
Agreed. It does the basic things really well.
Yeah.
Advanced things that people are now kind of getting, like, I want this.
Context-sensitive things is really where Apple falls apart.
Like, I want this and this in one fell swoop. Siri can't do that.
Well, even
Google can do that.
Even basic integration, like you can't use Siri. You can't use Siri on the HomePod. I don't know whether this is the case on either the MacBooks or on the iPhone, but you can't use Siri on the HomePod to do things like set a thing on a calendar.
Okay, so in fairness, Google, you couldn't do that for a long time.
I get that, but we're past that point now, and that's my thing. Yeah. That's my thing with Apple is they're going to get left behind because of either lack of data. I don't know what is causing them to fall so far behind in the AI. But it used to be basically Siri and Google Assistant or Google Now or whatever it was back in the day were fairly close. I mean, they each kind of had their own little quirks and things that didn't really work. And then Google doubled down,
Google
and then
went
they
like
got
this.
whoa ahead, and Apple really didn't.
Apple didn't.
They've
get ahead.
improved,
It's
but
gotten
not to the
better.
extent that Google has.
See, I would like this goes back to my point. I would love to get an iPhone X.
Yeah.
Sit it down beside the Pixel that I have.
Yeah.
And then do side by side by
the
side.
comparison.
And this is where I've done it. Like I've talked about what's the Google Assistant and all that other jazz. Siri does a lot. It does the basic stuff really well.
Yeah.
Those are table stakes. You've got to come to the table with that stuff
Yeah.
regardless.
Well, but that's their barrier to entry now. Is if they can't get that much done, all of their products just look, whatever. They fall flat compared to what's already on the market. And do you think consumers are really going to be interested in a product that does even 80% of what the other bigger names on the market do? I mean, you're going to have your diehard Apple fanboys, sure.
I love Apple devices, but
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point now where I'm integrated. It sounds weird as my own. Like I have a process. Like I have a. It's just a process.
It's
right?
just a process.
I have certain things that I do that involve the assistant, and I'm just used to seeing and interacting with the assistant. Now, I'm not saying that it would be like a game changer or it's a game over for me if I don't get that.
Sure.
But I like having it. It makes
Yeah.
it easy. It's like I can squeeze my phone and get an answer. I can say, "Hey, keyword."
Yeah.
Get an answer, which that keyword might change. Michael brings up a good point.
Yeah, that's
They
that's,
might be
we're going to talk
changing
about that one too.
But like all of that is
Yeah.
a kind of a big deal. And yeah, I get the whole you can change the name thing with Alexa. Alexa is very smart, much
Yeah.
to your point. Amazon can just blow this thing way up in terms of
Yeah.
like the computing power to do what you need to do
Yeah.
for AI. But do they have the right data? Does Amazon have the right data for people?
Well,
And that gets to my point is like they have a ton of data.
yeah.
A lot of it is shopping, like the
sure,
shopping
yeah.
habits and the viewing habits of what you look on Amazon. And let's not get it twisted. You can really glean a lot from somebody about what they look for, what they shop for.
Yeah.
But think about all
that's-
the other things that Google has or Facebook or Apple has that Amazon doesn't.
The shopping stuff is different than like really understanding the character of a person or being able to interact with a person. Like you can make some very educated guesses, some creepy educated guesses
Yeah.
based just on shopping habits. But that's different than being able to interact with. And I think that's kind of a direction that Google seems to be heading, is the more natural language processing, natural integration with human speech and all the rest of that stuff. I think the thing that helped Amazon initially with Alexa is the fact that Alexa runs on AWS. And if you don't know what AWS is, I would be surprised at this point, because AWS is the biggest player in cloud IT, bar none. I mean, they are absolute monstrosities. Probably the majority of the websites you visit throughout the day are hosted on AWS. They just have cloud infrastructure absolutely everywhere. So that existing infrastructure allowed Amazon to really scale up Alexa very, very quickly and get it everywhere. And that allowed them to basically get adoption that is starting to build the data, to your point, building the data that they need to be able to interact with it. Whereas
Right.
Google went, hey, that's a good idea. Let's leverage the existing data that we have and kind of do something similar. So whereas Amazon had the scale out approach first, Google had the depth approach with data. And it'll be really interesting to see which one ultimately means more for the company. Like, what is the competitive advantage? And I think it's data.
Well, it is data. That
yeah.
To me, it's data bar none. But my biggest question is like, okay, what does Google know about me versus what does Amazon know about me? And then
Google knows way more about
Google
me.
knows way more.
Without question.
And so
Google
the
knows more
assistant has access to ridiculous depth about
Yeah.
a person, because when I ask, hey, keyword,
Yeah.
I want you to turn the lights on and turn the thermostat up. Alexa can kind of do that. They can't. First of all, it's 2 commands for Alexa. That much I do know.
Yeah.
But I can say turn that light on or
Yeah.
off, or turn it purple and then turn the thermostat to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I can do that right now. So I can tell the assistant to do that, and I know Alexa can kind of do that,
Yeah.
but those are all products that are housed within the Google suite.
Yeah.
So then what? Because it's not housed within the Alexa suite. Like I have another app.
Yeah.
But I don't have an Alexa, so I can't say it. Like,
yeah.
Like when I hooked up that light over there, I don't have the app for that light. I just plugged it in and turned it on through Google Home.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
I've subsequently gone back and got the app, but that was the point.
Huh.
And so the Hue lights that I had to do an update.
Is it Hue or Hui?
It depends on if you ask Stats, it's Hui. Stats isn't here, so we
miss him.
He has a cold.
Love you, miss you, Stats. Wish you were here.
Stats.
Anyway.
Yes. So the Hui light that I have upstairs, I hadn't done an update to it in forever, but I was still able to control it with the assistant, even though I couldn't even do anything with the app.
Huh.
So it's like an interesting thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Alexa gets me.
I mean, it's still
what's like how
it's natural
much
language processing, just like Google Assistant.
Right, but how much knowledge does Alexa have on me?
But I don't think that it matters. I think you're overselling how much it matters the data about you that it gathers. I think it's much more about the data.
I think it does matter.
I don't think it does at all. Because the data that they gather about how people interact with things go into creating models that the artificial intelligence uses for doing like predictive analysis of text and stuff like that. So your specific, the things that it knows about you don't matter as much on the Amazon side. On the Google side, it matters in the sense that if you are speaking, it knows your voice. And so if you tell it to create a calendar thing.
That's what I mean.
So, but that's an integration detail versus like the raw horsepower. What does it take to do natural language processing? You're talking about it's an important feature, but it's a minor feature compared to how do I improve speech recognition? How do I improve like making it feel much more natural? That's not specific data for you. That is just how do I train this product as a whole to be better?
I get that, but what I'm saying is from a customer experience standpoint, if I go upstairs and I ask the Google Assistant or I ask Alexa, if it's me and my wife, when I say, hey, again, the keyword, who am I?
It knows.
It knows that I've told it it's me.
Yeah.
And then when my wife does it, it answers that it knows that it's her.
Yeah.
I don't think Alexa can do that. I don't know that.
Yeah.
So that tells me not only does the natural language processing, they're at least similar to Alexa, but now that it knows there's a difference in the voice, there's a difference in the voice. Therefore, I have to look at a totally different, basically repository of data. So like when I say
context awareness,
thank you, context awareness. I want to know that when I'm talking, the assistant should add an event to my calendar.
Yeah.
Versus when she's talking, it adds to her calendar. LOL. She doesn't keep an online calendar. Now, if the Google
she's
Assistant,
not even watching.
Yeah,
That's
she's not even watching.
Part.
It's like if the Google Assistant had an arm that came out and wrote on a piece of paper, it would nail it down. That's what my wife does. It drives me insane.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Alexa can do that, and that is a huge distinction.
You know what, Scott? That would be an interesting video for some young enterprising YouTubers out there to maybe put together a comparison of those.
Are you saying
products.
I should buy an Alexa?
I'm saying that a comparison would make a lot of sense.
I think it would make a total sense. It would make a total sense. Total recall.
Yeah, totally,
sense. Bro.
Yes,
tubular.
So, yeah.
Should I do that? Should I do one?
I think you should. Yeah.
I don't own an Amazon Alexa.
Alexa.
Oh my god.
Do you know anybody that does?
Ah!
You probably.
Get the children! They're coming in the back door!
Hey,
look, the microphone's at -6 decibels. -6.
You literally don't possess whatever gene allows people to just
To be quiet.
shush. You don't have that.
I ain't got it.
Yeah, you don't for sure.
Don't have it.
All right, what else we got here?
I don't know. I don't think you can. Michael says I don't think you can compare the data that Google has in its resources. I don't know because I don't know what Amazon has.
I think the one that would be closest to comparing just raw how much do they know about you? Facebook. And that's limited because I don't do Facebook. So Facebook don't know jack about me.
I bet you Facebook knows more about you than you think you do.
Yes, because of the number of other people around me.
That's the part.
Yes. So
That's ultimately the thing that screws it up is other people.
But the interesting thing is that's at that point you're talking about inferred data. So I would be interested to see how accurate that data is. And I'm sure that there's some kind of generic things that they would be able to get right, inferred upon by the other things that I'm tagged in or what have you. Like I get that, but as far as like truly knowing even things about like how I ask questions, you know what I mean? Like because there's a certain way that each of us think, there's a certain way that we would phrase a question, there's a certain way that we would ask a question. Google knows that for sure.
Yeah.
Google could probably emulate how I write. Facebook could not.
The new lighting in here makes it look like a prison. That light especially. I just think it looks like a prison.
I mean, it does, but
Doesn't?
That light is so bright. Like every time I look at it, it just sears my retinas.
Greg, don't stare into the light.
I probably shouldn't do that.
I thought stare into the sun during a solar eclipse.
Didn't have that problem because I'm not an idiot. So one of the interesting things about the Amazon Google Cold War is I guess there were developers that when they published their app on the Amazon store for Alexa to be able to pick up, they had a shortcut in there that basically if you looked at Echo or whatever, you looked at something that would process Alexa data and you said Google instead of Alexa, it would respond. It would have some type of a response to that, and Amazon was not happy about that, so they denied that application from being listed on the store because it would respond to Google. So that's how bitter this war between Google and Amazon has become, where I just there cannot be any mention of your competitor anywhere in any of your applications now, which is ridiculous. It's insane.
What? Hey, whatever. It is what it is. Again, to your point, I get it that the consumers are going to ultimately be the ones that hurt.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if most consumers care.
I would agree with that. The thing with like the whole YouTube on the Fire Stick, I don't. How many people really use the Fire Stick?
That part sucks. Like I know some folks that have a Fire Stick, and
but I don't think it's an overwhelming number. You know what I mean?
No, I mean that part again. It sucks, but the other part of it is, quite honestly, Amazon's not giving me any reason to want to get their other services.
You know what?
That's the problem.
You know what I buy Amazon hardware for? So that I have a cheap tablet that I can root and turn into a generic Android tablet. I get a $50 tablet that is baller. Yeah, that's what I buy them for.
But the problem is like Amazon's Prime Movies.
Mm-hmm.
There's one decent show that I've heard of on Amazon. What is it? The Man in the Iron Castle or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
That's the only one. Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, Man in the High Castle.
That's the only one I've ever heard that was decent.
But well, okay. So as far as TV shows, they also have the remake of Top Gear.
Okay, I mean that's nice. That's great.
The Grand Tour.
I mean that's nice and that's great, but
that's a big get for them though.
That's a big get. They're
big get for them.
They're still light years behind Netflix and
completely
Hulu. And that's the problem I have is you make the supporting services that I have to have a Fire Stick for. I'll buy your hardware.
Yeah.
I have no reason to. One show does not allow me the ability in my head to go, man, I really want that $35 Fire Stick.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I just don't care. And on top of that, I would still buy a Roku first. Because a Roku would support
multiples, yeah.
That's
my Roku I can install Plex on.
So that's the point. Is like yet again, you're giving me no reason to buy your hardware, Amazon.
Yeah. Because
I'll just go to Roku first, and we all know I'll go to Google first because Chromecast. Yeah. And the reason is it's ridiculously easy to work with the majority of my stuff. So really, at the end of the day, while I'm the consumer that's being hurt, I don't actually care enough because most of the stuff that I care about, I get. So, yeah.
To be fair, you can get Plex on Amazon devices too, but you've got, with Roku being the kind of agnostic middleman, you get a lot more instead of having to. I feel like buying into either Amazon or Google right now, you're picking a side in this war, and that's not what I want. Like I don't want I'm not into walled gardens. LOL. We both have MacBooks, and I'm not really into choosing sides in this. I want generic library of content, and then whichever company I decide to go through, like you get my data or whatever it is that you want, but I want central repository of library, and then I get to choose who I use to access that library. That's unfortunately not how it will ever work, but that's the consumer ideal. Like I don't want to have to go, well, Google gives me this and Amazon gives me this, and both of them are positives and negatives, and they both have their own suck, and none of them are a complete package, and they never will be because of just how the business is aligned.
It's made me change how I do things.
Oh, yeah.
I don't watch a lot of TV anyway, so this is kind of a moot point.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a TV watcher. Now, if there are certain things that I can't do because I have to be a subscriber of Google or a subscriber of Amazon online, then we're talking a different story. Different story.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that would look like. Like, I don't know what that looks like.
YouTube TV.
Even that as a product line is just like
Yeah. Well, it's
because
like
quite honestly, it's not that good compared to something else.
And I was going to say, like, the super, not ill-fated, but, I mean, YouTube Red doesn't have much going for it. I mean, the subscription...
Hi, Cam.
What's going on, buddy? So YouTube Red has a subscription to be able to bypass YouTube ads. I love it. If I had to pay separately for it instead of getting it, I would not do it at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a hot take on Google Music.
Do your hot take. Do your thing.
Google Music. First of all, I've tried calling support. This is the dumbest rule. You guys all know that I love Google products. You all know this.
You do?
Look behind me. For God's sakes, look behind me.
You're just a paid shill, that's all.
Look. Oh, you can't see I'm in the way now. I'm literally moving in the way. All right, look. Look.
Oh, the wall of Google.
A wall of Google stuff. Look, you guys know I love Google stuff. Here's one product.
You never mention it at all. So.
Just right in your face. Google Play Music support.
Let's have a conversation.
Is not good. Google has this dumb rule, and it is truly a dumb rule. I do not understand this rule. I understand this rule. The next part of the rule I don't get. First of all, on Google Play Music, I have a family paid account, which means 6 people can have basically a Google Play Music account. Problem number 1 with that. The first problem, it's 10 devices. So someone needs to correct me on this. Does that mean my family account can only have 10 devices totally activated? What happens if my kid, for example, has a computer and a mobile device? Okay, so that's 2. I'm already going to go way over my max for that when you do the math on kids and me and devices and stuff like that. So there's my first problem. Second problem, you're only allowed 5 mobile devices.
Total?
5 of the 10.
So
we're going to a mobile-first technology in a mobile-first world.
And only 5 devices
and only
can be
5
mobile.
are allowed to be mobile.
Now, how do they define mobile?
iPad?
Yeah.
Regardless of size. iPad Pro, iPad Mini, iPad, iPhone, Android device. Problem number 2, when you do a factory reset on your phone, it counts as another device. So if I factory reset this phone, technically I then have 2 devices that are the same device for my Google Play Music. And then you go, okay, Scott, well, it's not a big deal. Just deactivate the one. I'm right. That's right what you do. You're only allowed 4 deactivations per year. You're only allowed to deactivate a device 4 times per year. What? Why? So, major things.
I had no idea on the number, like 5 mobile devices.
I had to do this, and the reason was because, again, on my family account, I can't get my wife's iPhone added.
Yeah.
Because all the iPads and my devices are the 5.
Oh, man.
And so I'm already hot about it. So I call support. They're like, yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do. We can do a one-time reset to where you're allowed to do 4 devices again. So I can deactivate 4 devices. Yeah. But the problem is not just that.
Yeah.
That's a stupid rule. That is a dumb rule. The second is we're going to a mobile-first society.
Yeah.
Google, you yourself say this.
Well,
you
you're
say
pushing
it.
Like,
you
this
push
is your strategy.
It. You say it. And yet, when I have a Google Play Music account, I can only have 5 devices. And it would be different if it was like my single account. I'm trying to get it all over my house. No. This is on a paid family account. Paid family account.
You're paying double the normal cost for
just one
for Google Music.
Yes.
To be able to get the family account and then to be told that.
And I can't even do that.
5 mobile devices. And here's my problem with it. All right, Google, if you're only going to let me have 5 mobile devices, how about you put Google Music on something other than a mobile device? Find me a piece of hardware that doesn't count as mobile by your definition that I can play Google Music on. Because guess what? Everywhere that I want it, I can't get it.
Nope. Because if I go right now to work, if I want to really listen to music at work, my personal employer blocks music.google.com.
Yeah.
I can't get music other than mobily at work. I just can't.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do? If I can only have so many mobile devices, it's actually irritated me so much. I have downloaded on my phone Spotify.
Wow.
You can see it. It's right there. Spotify right there. I have considered Spotify is the exact same cost, family-wise, for Spotify.
I will give Spotify one thing. I've never used their paid version of their product, but I am told that the ability to put together like music mixes and find playlists that other people have put out there that are dynamite playlists.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you go. Spotify has that in spades. Does Spotify have podcasts?
See, I don't know. I literally just downloaded it today because I got an email, and I'll read the email because I was so agitated when I read this email. Because you're telling me, let me do you a favor. Let me do you a favor. By the way, they said we'll get back to you in 24 hours. 48 hours later, I did get an email.
Their customer service is always terrible.
So it always bothers me. And the problem is, it's like YouTube support. Thank you for contacting YouTube and Google Play Music support. Thanks for patiently waiting. Let's see.
Boy, they don't know you at all. You and patience in the same
Thanks for
sentence
patiently
makes me
waiting
wall.
while we're working on this issue. While we worked on this issue, I apologize for any inconvenience that this error may have caused. As a one-time courtesy, I've manually reset your device limit. You should now be able to authorize a new device on your account. You can authorize a total of 10 devices on your account, of which up to 5 can be smartphones. Problem is, an iPad counts as a smartphone according to this. Because I'll pull up my Google Music right now.
That's so stupid.
Continuing on. If you reach the 10 device limit and want to authorize a new one, you'll need to deauthorize an existing one first. You can deauthorize up to 4 devices per year. That is the dumbest thing.
It makes me wonder
if it's stupid.
I wonder whether or not that's a Google policy or if that's just a part of how they're able to negotiate licensing deals.
I've never heard of this dumb issue anywhere else where you can only have...
Okay, I get that, but keep in mind, like we know this because of working in business. If you're the small potato, you know what I mean? If you're the small fish swimming in the ocean full of real big fish, you're not going to get the best deals. And the people that have the content that you're trying to get and distribute know that, and they're going to get you for it. So,
I don't know. And so now, here is even the worst part. When I went to music.google.com, all the devices that I had authorized are gone.
Yeah.
Are gone.
Because they reset you.
They reset me.
Yeah.
I didn't want them all reset.
Yeah.
Just reset the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want them all reset.
No, it's all or none.
Google, what are you doing? I want to... Look, I love Google Play Music. I really do. I really, really love it. But you have really screwed this up. I'm not the only one complaining about this. I won't be the last one complaining about this. I promise you that. But you've got to figure this out. If you want to push a mobile first... You cannot think that only someone has 5 mobile devices on a family account. On a family account. Yeah. Someone could easily, kids in school these days, they could have a Chromebook, they could have an iPad. You can't just assume that they're automatically going to have PC and smartphone maybe. The world is going mobile first. Figure it out.
I think the Chromebook. Ooh, boy, that's an interesting one. Because if you have the Chromebook app, does that count as a smartphone?
I don't know.
But if I have Chromebook with Chrome running, that would be not an app. I would
Correct.
imagine.
I don't know.
So that's one of your other 5 then.
Right, that's my problem.
Yeah.
It's the 5 that I have. The 10 I don't have a problem with.
And the fact that that's not publicized anywhere. That information about only 5 of them can be mobile and the other 10...
It's
the other
on
5,
their support.
Sure, but what counts as what is what I'm saying.
I don't know.
So they say only 5 of them can be smartphones, but if an iPad counts for that, an iPad is not a smartphone. Ergo, your definition already needs some work.
Let me go and look.
Drives me crazy.
I don't understand. That's the part I just the problem that I have with is why this goes again. It goes to show you that Google's not perfect either.
No,
they could get a lot better. They've really messed up the YouTube stuff for a while. But this Google Play music thing, this has been a problem. Like this 10 deactivation thing has been a dumb problem for multiple years at this point. It has been a multiple year problem.
I am so glad that I've never come across that because, we're live right now. Okay, we know that we have young ears watching, and so I'm going to control my language. But were that to happen to me, I would express my displeasure. I would be
really heated,
rocket ship hot.
I was really really heated.
Larry says that he believes that Netflix has a similar policy in terms of like number of devices that you can have attached, number of deactivations. Now, what's interesting about that is I think if you go by plan, if you go log into Netflix and look up your plan, I think you will see the number of screens that you're allowed to display on.
That and I do know.
I have never had a problem switching back and forth between watching on my TV, watching on my phone. And I've got the 2-screen plan.
That's what we have.
Yeah, we just upgraded to Blu-ray finally.
Did you?
I'm excited about that. That's been a
whoa.
You didn't turn your sound off? Seriously?
Whoa.
Kind of professional.
Oh, that's that show you keep telling me about.
Yes, Altered Carbon. I'm excited for that one. We'll see.
Is that new?
We'll see. Yeah, just came out today.
Ooh.
So. Yes.
I'm literally going to an account right now. This is the thing. Is like if you want to stream, get it right. Get it right. Look, so I have 2 screens HD.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yep.
I can sign out of all the devices that I have.
Yep.
And I've done that.
Yep.
Because we lent someone our password.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't stop watching. So we let you stop watching.
Yeah. Well, I helped you with that.
Let me go ahead and help you. I asked nice the first time.
Yeah.
You didn't acquiesce. I acquiesced for you.
Yeah.
Acquiesce. Go yard.
Go yard. Larry and Brian bring up great points. They say that this is an attempt to limit sharing of accounts. And, I mean...
I get it.
Yeah, but if all of my devices are connected from the same IP address, I don't care. I don't want to hear your excuse for why I can't have...
They're in my account. They're in my account name. It's my name. It is my YouTube... and it's my Google account.
Yeah.
I get it that if I'm sharing my Google account, shame on me because that's stupid. That would be my... it's one thing to share my Netflix password, and that's fine. I don't really care much about it, but Google is connected to so much more than Netflix. So much more than Netflix. If I do that, then I'm dumb. Here's the other thing. Most people don't know this. You can just say, I have a family account.
Yeah. Do
you want to be on my family account? Sure I do. I can give them basically a license.
Yeah.
And they can use their own credentials with that license.
Then what's there's really no point.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I gave my dad, I have a family account.
Yeah.
Dad, here you go. And I gave him basically a Google Play Music license, but guess what? He only has an iPhone. And he can't add it because of mobile device. So I am paying for these licenses that I cannot use.
Yeah.
I legitimately cannot use it.
Yeah. It should be just straight up license.
I'm
paying for 10 licenses. I get 10
I'm literally so agitated. I'm considering canceling on air. I'm so agitated.
I bet you won't do it.
Don't do this.
I bet you won't do it.
But the problem is that I like YouTube Red.
So just tell everyone that you're all talk and that you're not actually going to cancel on air.
Wow.
You're not doing it. See, look.
I bet you won't.
I bet you won't do it. I'm just saying, you won't do it.
Look at this. I pay $16 a month.
Me and you both, bro. According to Jason, the Pixelbook shows up as an Android device when you are running the Android app. So, yeah. So even the laptop itself, if I have a Pixelbook or a Chromebook or whatever, and I'm logged into it, if I use the app, it's a phone. If I use the web browser on the same device, it doesn't count as a phone. That is some...
What are you doing? What are you doing? You push a mobile first. You push mobile first. What are you doing? This is a terrible user experience. This is an awful, awful customer experience. And look, Google, you know, you can look behind me and I can tell you how much I love you. This is awful. Yeah. Fix it. It's a problem. I can't keep giving you $16 a month. So stupid.
I've run out of words to describe the situation that won't get us
the show
demonetized.
Oh my god!
I want to.
It's already going to be demonetized because I've cracked all over the mothership.
Yeah, right. So moving on then, right? So I am wondering. There's been a lot of stuff in the news lately about how this algorithm-driven social society.
I'm super agitated right now.
You want to hug it out?
Yeah, I'll hug it.
Bring it in. Love you, big guy.
I love you too.
That just happened.
Who cares?
There's
I needed a hug,
there's a lot of
evidently.
stories about how like all the algorithms and stuff that drive content specific to your interests to you may or may not be kind of causing the downfall of society because it creates an echo chamber for you. If I only get things that are of interest to me, then if the things that I'm interested in are objectively wrong, I don't get a chance to see things that are accurate and true.
But are they wrong?
Yeah, because the Earth is not flat.
How do you know?
I'm a paid government shill. That's how I know.
I am a member of the state.
So in that vein, there's a story that just ran on TechCrunch about Facebook's user account decline has prioritized well-being. So what they're saying is that overall, Facebook, the average time that a user spends on Facebook is down. Where did I see it? Hang on. Wait for it. I just had it. Where's it at? Oh, they're down 2.14 minutes per day, right? That's 50 million hours per day total across all of Facebook because Facebook has made a change to how the algorithm provides content and they're deprioritizing viral videos. And this is an attempt to maybe steer us away from you only see things that are of interest to you because of all of this craziness that's basically happened, that's come to a head in the last like 2 or 3 years.
So
which I think is really interesting.
So while we're talking about that, can we also talk about Instagram and Facebook going back and Twitter while you're at it? And Google Plus. All of you social networks, here's the deal. Listen up. I'm about to lay some knowledge on you. Can you please stop trying to figure out what you want to show me and just show it in chronological order? For the love of God.
But okay. Oh. Here's the problem. When you break the logic down for why they do it, it totally makes sense. And you tell me how there's an out for this, right? They are financially incentivized to keep you on their app or their webpage as long as humanly possible.
No, I get that. I understand that.
So that's why the algorithm exists.
I don't want it.
That's why they do that.
Give me the ability to go top down.
Yeah.
I like the ability to go like, you know what? I was here, and I'm up here.
Yeah.
And I want to catch in between.
Time-wise. Does it take you longer to find the top of your feed now?
I actually spend less time total on the app because it's like, look at this thing that so what have I been watching on YouTube lately?
I heard there's a great channel called Technically Speaking.
The average at best.
Wounds me deeply. Wounds me. They have a great review for a new wireless system though that is pretty baller.
They do.
It's a really baller wireless
bearded
system.
shill.
Bearded shill.
Larry, you're right. Preach. Can I sort by most recent? Give
trolling.
me the option. Again, even if you make it by default and I have to go through 11 screens to just get to the point where I can sort by the most recent, God let me do that. What?
Bearded shill.
You're shilling out your beard?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm now at about 3.5 weeks.
You're looking good, man.
It's 3.5 weeks. I mean,
it's finally getting past like you got
stage.
more. Yeah, you got more that you can kind of get shaped up and stuff.
I'm trying. Really like I'm messing around with it like this. I'm trying to get I gotta get a little hang time. Is what there was a guy at work. His name's Todd. Super good dude.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta get some hang time. I was like, yeah, you're right. I do. Yeah. So, yeah, give me something. Let me sort by the most recent. I agree. Give me something. When I'm on Twitter and I'm like, I'm scrolling and I've scrolled 1, 2, 3 times and I'm still looking at tweets from 11 hours ago. I don't care anymore. I'm out. Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah.
So I close the app and I go to do something else. Same concept with Instagram. Same concept with Facebook. Look at this thing 48 hours ago. I don't care. I want to know what happened today. I am on one tonight.
Larry says, I need to sell ad space on my beard.
It's true.
That would be hilarious. To
have
just
an
entire, there's a joke nobody gets.
No, someone does.
Two, 3 people tops.
We're like 3 people tops.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. This is a good show tonight. I am on one. I'm pretty
fired
lit up, man.
So the other interesting thing about Facebook is they've also gone through user decline because more and more, especially in the younger generation, are like, man, I just don't want to participate in that at all because it really has become such a
cesspool,
a weird, toxic community for what the initial mission was to try and connect people together and share ideas and stuff like that. Okay, great, but honestly, that's another example of you see what happens when you let humans be humans in their own little playgrounds. Look at what happens. You poop where you eat. Good job, people.
Right. You know.
Good job, people.
People are sometimes the worst to themselves.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
People, be nice.
Yeah.
Look, I've just been railing Google. But the thing is, I'm railing Google for people. Like, I'm not alone. I'm not like, again, I'm a mobile first guy.
Yeah.
Others are like me. I'm not different. I'm not special.
No, you really are.
Which part?
Yes.
Agreed. Also, Facebook. Can we also, like, if I'm going to rail on socials, can we get an edit button on Twitter?
I would. You know how many jokes I have absolutely butchered because I was typing and autocorrect stepped in to help, very loose quotes, and just butchered a joke that I had. I was like, would have been awesome if I got the punchline right the first time.
Like, it's got to be your bull, but you spell bull B-U-L. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. And then somebody goes...
B-O-W-L.
It's not bull B-U-L, it's B-U-L-L. Yeah. And then the whole joke's out the window, and it just sucks. Like, I get why they don't do it. I really do understand why they don't do it, but gee whiz.
Yeah.
Can you do the Google... I think there's a hair right here. Google has the... You still see it? I have the accidental send. I have 30 seconds to recall it, and it never gets sent. There's a 30 seconds. It may not be 30 seconds. It's like
what in
Gmail. Did you not know that?
I'm so gonna turn that.
Oh yeah, dude, it's dope. It's in Google Labs. So pull up your Gmail, and I'll show it to you.
I'll do it later.
Okay, yeah, but basically,
I'm sort of doing a show right now. So
we can do it. We'll do it together. People like that stuff. Like, if you want to know, reach out to me, and I'll tell you. But there is a lab in Gmail that you can go to and say, like, yeah, I want that buffer. It might be 10 seconds, it might be 15 seconds, but essentially you go, yeah, I didn't mean to send that. Can you undo that? It's just a bar that sits at the top. Same concept with my tweet. Give me 5 seconds give me 8 seconds to go, I didn't want to send that. Undo, and then fix it, and then put it back up. Just 8 seconds, 10 seconds. I've now added seconds every single time I talk. At least 25 minutes.
Approximately. Jason has a great line.
Can't do it.
I know. I want to so badly because I 100% agree with you.
Can't do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Facebook is a very, very toxic place, and
I wonder what they're going to do to fix it.
I don't know what they're going to do to fix it, but it's very toxic.
I think part of it has to do with you have to break the echo chamber. You have to break the echo chamber.
But in Facebook, they allow it.
No, I completely agree because part of it comes down to there's an argument for freedom of speech in there, which is really, really difficult to argue against in that if I'm looking for something, like, okay, let's just say that I'm researching, I am researching the flat earth stuff, right? if I'm legitimately trying to look it up to understand, I don't believe that the Earth is flat. I just don't. Right? That there seems to be an overwhelming preponderance of evidence that suggests otherwise. So why would I think that the Earth is flat? So if I'm going to try and look up reasons why people pick Kyrie Irving and yeah, or B.O.B., the mediocre at best rapper who also thinks that the Earth is flat, who tried to go toe to toe with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, that did not end well for him.
I mean, according to him, he did, which is why he then tried to turn around and start a GoFundMe to have a bunch of satellites built to go see if the Earth is actually flat. Like, oh my God!
I don't know if you knew this, but the moon, all fake.
Yeah, it's all fake. So, but if I'm trying to research like talking points, like what are the things that these people believe, and Google decides to step in and say, hey, that is actually not accurate, so I'm just going to feed you anti-flat Earth stuff. There's absolutely a censorship and an argument against freedom of speech with that. So how do you fight that? How do you beat the echo chamber to keep people from just only co-conspiring with people that have the same beliefs, thus reinforcing them and never actually being objective about their beliefs and looking at what things are accurate, trying to weigh a la Keynesian analysis to figure out what they actually think.
Isn't that a people?
Is it true?
It's a people problem. I get it that the technology is not helping.
Yeah,
but it's also. How many times can I say it's also a people problem to where they just say, "See, that thing proves my point. I'm done." No, cite your work, young lady. Cite your work, young man. I need 3 resources.
I think
resources.
I think part of that is also not to get like.
Oh, I spoke Spanish.
What's wrong with you today?
Biblioteca.
Not to get like too far off into the weeds, but I think part of that is like a society problem too, because I feel like we don't value objective truth. We value things that are sensationalized. Like that's the whole point of the news at this point. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't see how there's a solid way out of this. To me the one thing that makes the most sense is presenting the objective fact-based results when you search for something that is very clearly wrong, which is in and of itself censorship, which I don't agree with at all. So it's a weird catch-22. I have no idea. Google, Facebook, I guess to an extent Yahoo, if anybody still uses them. LOL.
Kevin, delete your account.
No way.
I don't know if he still does.
Bro, we brought you into the 21st century. You have a real phone now.
You do. You're a real life boy.
Ditch Yahoo for the love of all things holy,
I don't think
man.
he actually has.
Oh, well, hey.
I don't know if he does.
This story's funnier if he does. So.
I know.
You do now, buddy. You do now.
Yeah. So I know that my nephew's probably still watching, and I also know that they set up their Google Home.
Yes!
And the reason I bring that up is because Miss Sheila just said that she agrees with Mr. E. Root, and I got a message from Miss Sheila saying that she is so very happy about her Google Home. Her Google Home Mini, she got it on her birthday, or she plugged it in and set it up on her birthday and was dancing around to Bruno Mars on her birthday.
Oh, there we go. Hey.
So I know the 2 folks that got the Google
right
Home Minis from us. They have them all set up. They're working in the house.
Yeah.
Cam is teaching his parents to use it.
That's hilarious.
In fairness, his dad actually, we talked quite a few times. I think 2 times this week.
Yeah.
So we got it all set up. It's
awesome.
very, very cool. Miss Sheila, I know Miss Sheila's loving it.
Look, as far as I'm concerned,
that's
like
worth
everything. This is successful just because of that. Like I love.
Yeah.
I love stories like that, man. Woo! That is so awesome. Miss Sheila also says that the only way to fix Facebook is to leave it.
Agreed. But I'm a fixer. I want to fix it. But I'm also an instigator.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you are. Oh.
It's because I'm an a-hole.
Truer words.
It's because it's fun.
Spoken.
It's fun. I don't mean it with malicious intent. If I truly meant it with malicious intent, I would just not say anything. But if I pick, it's because I like you. Yeah.
I do the same thing. You want a little bit of sad news?
No.
Google Fiber is basically on its last legs. It's shutting down.
It did. This sounds bad. It was a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
It did what it had to do.
Which is?
It forced the AT&Ts, the Comcast, the Verizons of the world to go, oh, okay, hang on. We also can do gigabit internet. We can do that. We can do that. We can do so. So here's our gigabit internet. It forced them to go, crap. I have to be competitive.
Yeah.
It fell on the sword for us.
Yeah.
And
I think
I get
legitimately, I don't think that it had as big of an impact as I think everyone hoped it would. I think it would have if Google, when Google said that they weren't going to be expanding anymore, any forward momentum in that realm stopped, and that is super unfortunate.
I'm trying to figure out how I can put it in my workflow.
You're gonna do this right now?
Yeah, keep.
Like, we're doing a show.
Just keep talking. People like this. Is the little insight into our lives.
This is literally 100% what it's like to work with him professionally. Something comes along and he goes, ooh, squirrel, and then he's gone. He's off on his own, leaving me to carry the show as per usual. You want to hit me so bad. Actually, no. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, okay. So
Makes me laugh.
I have not figured out how to get this thing into our workflow. Look how cool that
is. It's a
though.
fushigi.
It's not a fushigi. I know what a fushigi is, and this is not a fushigi.
That's exactly what it is. So
this
Google
is not
Fiber
a fushigi.
Web Pass, which is basically Google Fiber Internet, is now leaving Boston, and it's probably only a matter of time before it starts to basically pull out of it, especially the edge parts of that network. If it's not going to be expanding, it's probably not going to be that easy to get into it. But to your point, I do think that it has had a general positive effect because I happen to be looking up internet prices today. I can get gig internet. I can get fiber at the house.
It forced them to be competitive.
Yeah.
Because what they would have done before is give us less internet, which required less infrastructure, which meant more money in their pockets.
Well, yeah, you want to talk about that. The price for 10 megs of internet, 10 megabit down, $30 a month for 10 meg down. That's insane.
And so to put that into comparison,
that's not great. That's crap.
It's crap, but it's not as crap as you think. 10 down, all you need to do 1080p on Netflix is 5 down.
Sure.
That's all you need.
Sure.
So let's put it in perspective.
No, you want to put it in perspective. Look at the price of broadband globally and tell me what your perspective is there. Look, I got news for you. We're getting screwed. Every single one of us. We are all getting screwed on this. The U.S. has among the worst speeds for the highest prices.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm being positive here. The positivity is with the 10 down that you have, you can do a lot. There's a lot you can do with 10 down.
But you're going to do one thing. Like if you're going to do Netflix, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. For the most part. You can probably do Netflix and some home automation.
Okay. If you're getting 10 meg down, it's not a guaranteed 10 meg down.
No, it's not.
You get up to 10 meg down.
You do.
Number one. Number two, at peak times, you know that they're going to dial you way back. You might get that 5 meg during peak. Which means if you're doing Netflix, that's all you're doing.
I mean, there's a chance that might be the case.
There's a better than average chance that
might be the case. Let's see if I
Trust me on this one. It's a better than average chance. I'm paying for 100 meg down. I don't often get 100 meg down.
I can't say that.
You can't say that.
You
are one of the lucky few.
I pay for 110 down because you pay for 110, not 100.
Yeah, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, 110. 100 down is 80 Canadian unlimited. That's about what we do.
Yeah,
that's about. I think it's almost like North America at this point.
1 gig.
I do think this is funny. Network communication issues when I try to do speed tests.
Oh, hey. I think. Well, you probably didn't watch my video because you don't watch any of my videos. Mm-mm. That Amplify system has a built-in speed test in the app. So if I'm having connection problems, I hit button and it does the speed test in the app and then displays results.
So
baller.
So Greg and I,
awesome.
We reach out to a lot of companies.
Yes.
And by we, I mean me. Ooh, I didn't need to go there. Why did I do that?
But you're not wrong.
I like doing that.
You do.
I do enjoy doing that.
And it's beneath me.
Are you in the CEO chair? Nope, you're just in the Greg chair.
Yep.
I like to reach out to these companies because I enjoy trying to say like, hey, we really like your product. Like your product is super interesting. You know, would it be nice if you sent it to us for free? Sure. I lead with we want to do a collaboration. What can we do to collaborate? So there's some companies that will just say like, here's like a 20% off discount code or whatever. That's the majority of the time. But then there are companies that straight up send us products. Ubiquiti was one.
Ubiquiti's been good to us.
Ubiquiti has been fabulous.
I did not.
Us. Joe from Ubiquiti is
love you.
Great.
Should you happen to be watching?
I doubt you're watching, Joe, but if you are watching, you are absolutely fantastic, and the product is awesome. Like really I am stupid jealous that you have that. Like, and I love Google Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Stupid
jealous that you have that system, but then again, it's one of those like, okay, but I have the moment lenses.
That's true. Yeah.
And those moment lenses are
pretty
super.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty jealous when you had them.
Were you?
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, you don't have that phone.
Crap. I
need to get that phone.
I don't know. I'm hoping this year is going to be the year that I replace the 6P. Fingers crossed.
Oh, look out. Look out.
Fingers crossed. See what happens.
Larry mentioned WoW in Columbus gives half a gig down for $59.99.
You can get 1 gig. I can't remember it's fiber. I know it's 1 gig internet. 1 gig.
Yep.
$79.99
for 2
years.
Right?
For WoW. Yeah.
Man, but the problem is we're current customers. And so we do not get those deals.
Oh, no. I'm getting that deal or I'm canceling. It's going to be one or the other.
So I've tried to play that game.
Yeah. I'll let them call my bluff. I don't care. Because what's going to happen? I'll go someplace else. Time Warner that doesn't have... I don't like Time Warner at all. Someplace else that doesn't have contracts, I'll go there for a month and they'll come back and say, am I going to get that?
Tried that game.
Yeah.
It's 90 days.
I'll wait 90 days then.
Really?
I'll get it.
God,
I don't care.
I can't do it.
I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get
You
mine.
would switch for 90 days.
It doesn't matter that much. Like, first of all, I'm the one that uses the internet the most. I don't work from home anymore, so I don't need that much bandwidth. I'm cool, man.
Oh, man.
My Bluetooth ripping machine that I have on my network, I have movies that I can stream to any screen in my house for days now. I don't care. Matter of fact,
legally.
I'll cut back. Yeah, every movie I own. Every single one of them.
I was going to say... Let's not get it twisted.
Legitimate.
And trust me on that, there are a lot of discs in that house.
There are a whole lot.
A lot of discs in that house.
I just finished up yesterday. I got all of my movies done. Now I got to do the kids.
Oh, Disney movies.
For days.
For
days.
I couldn't do it. Oh, man, waiting and hard. Like, what?
Yeah, but
harding
it
out.
3 months. 3 months
That's
is really
a long time.
But it's not like I'm going to go down to 10 meg service. I'm still going to have moderate service. I mean, I might choose to save a couple of pennies here and there by jumping down to 50 down or 30 down or something along those lines. But I'm not really gaming hardcore online anymore, so I don't really care about upload and download. I'm not doing the live show from there.
From where?
From my house. I'm not
doing...
No,
you're not.
Nope.
Soundproofing?
Not so much.
We're getting to it.
There's just a lot of workload that I used to have on the network that I just don't anymore. So I could afford to do that for 90 days, totally. So yeah, go ahead,
man.
Call my bluff, brah.
Oh man, I can't do it. All right, we're going an hour and 4 minutes, and I've done nothing but ranting.
Mostly about Google. Good Lord.
And I love Google.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about crypto real quick because this kind of
killing me.
So first of all, just kind of setting the stage for this. You're still in.
I'm still in. Somebody just randomly look up the price of Ripple right now. I bought Ripple at $268. Ripple is currently not at $268.
It is not.
It
is really not.
Whoa, lower compared to that. Look up Ripple. Yep, I'm hurting. I am still up. Just go to the top one. I am still up on Ethereum, and I am still up in Litecoin.
Yep.
But, boy, more like Crypto. Am I right? Oh my God! It cost $1.
Wow.
It's at 89 cents. Oh man, I am taking some hits.
It hurts so bad. It's so bad. Wow.
Look, you can't hit them all, folks. Let me just be real clear. Let me be your use case. Don't do this. Don't do it.
It's not good.
It's not good right now. Now, if you got disposable income, go to your local casino, put it in the slot machine, and pull the trigger.
Go to your local casino, go to the restroom, and flush your money down the toilet.
Don't do that. At least put it in a slot machine and give it back to the children. That's where the money goes. That's where the money goes. It goes to the kids.
Fine. You had to guilt me into it.
Positivity train.
So in the world of crypto, so there's a couple of things. So first of all,
solar to run your mining rig. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
There you go. Well,
right. Let me see.
Yeah,
I'm going to check right now.
I'm not going to touch that comment right now. So Samsung.
Okay, so it's So Litecoin's at 130. Ethereum's at 910. I bought Ethereum way less than that.
Bitcoin is barely over 8 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let that sink in for a minute. Not that long ago, when we were in Disney, we were talking about Bitcoin being at $20,000 per Bitcoin. It is less than half of that now. That is Bananaramas.
Just for awareness, Dean is on the old tweet machine.
Yeah.
He goes, as you know, we are very rural. We get 80 megs down, 30 up for 19 pounds.
That is sickeningly annoying. Makes me want to flip tables in the worst possible way.
80 down, 30 up.
Oh, yeah.
The 30 up is really dope.
That's really good,
That's really good. And he pays 19 pounds. What's 19 pounds?
God,
what's 19 pounds
that's
US?
So irritating. I would say ask.
Hey,
ask
Google.
the machine.
How much is 19 pounds to US dollars?
1 United States dollar is approximately 80 euro cents.
That's literally not the most non-helpful answer. Man, I'm telling you what, Google heard me railing on it about Google Music, and it's just like, I'm not giving you the answer. Screw you, pal. You're not getting it.
I got you.
Oh.
I got you.
26 bucks.
$27.
Oh man, that's good.
For $29, you get 10 down and 1 up in the US.
For what?
Yes.
What?
10 down, 1 up.
Dean, you're bringing the heat, bro.
$30
via the tweet machine.
Yeah.
He has a service called Deezer in the UK for a music system. All the same music that other companies have. 6 devices on the family plan, all mobile.
Deezer. No, I can't. I want to say it so bad.
I do that.
Oh God.
Got him.
I know that Larry's at home laughing right now. I know he is.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh God.
So about crypto, the whole point that I bring this up. So Samsung recently made news by surpassing Intel as the world's largest chip manufacturer. That's big news in and of itself. So Intel is not a small company. So Samsung went from from producing like cheap screens, good screens, cheap screens, and they said, look, we're pretty much maxing the market out here. People aren't going to really be buying new TVs every single year. And they switched over to getting more into chip manufacturing. So already they're the world's leader in memory chips, which are used on, for example, GPUs. And now, because of all the craze with cryptocurrency, which is funny given the current price, they've stepped into this thing called ASIC. ASIC, A-S-I-C, stands for Application Specific Integrated Circuit. And basically what that means is they have produced hardware that's sole purpose is to calculate crypto. So
Really?
instead of having a computer that has a processor in it that is a generic thing that knows how to read instructions from an OS, it's a performance hit that you take by using, this is called x86. So it's a performance hit that you take by using a standard processor in a laptop, or even a more specialized processor that's in a graphics card. And they're producing hardware that is specific to just doing cryptocurrency mining, which I think is super fascinating. You can buy dedicated ASIC rigs right now. You can find them on Craigslist right now for doing crypto mining.
List of Craig.
Yeah. So the fact that Samsung is stepping in, going to have 2 big impacts. One, I think it's going to help drive down the cost of buying a crypto rig. Like if we wanted to invest in a box that just sits plugged into the wall and plugged into the internet and just mines crypto, it's going to help drive the cost of that down a little bit at least. And it's also going to help drive down the cost of GPU, because right now, if you're trying to buy a video card, not such a good time to do that. Crypto miners have basically bought out supply everywhere in every GPU known to man. So
we can't even get an RTMP server going.
Oh, shut up. You just don't ever stop.
You are the one that said it.
Ever.
I feel like even though I don't know how to do it, I could do it faster than what you're going to do it.
Go for it.
I know you want to say it.
Oh,
Scott
no, worse.
explains the tech.
It's not even the explanation.
I don't
Scott
even
knows
have
the
the clue how to start
Yes.
that.
I can't.
But I
wait.
bet you there's a
I
channel
can't
somewhere
wait.
on the internet that will tell me
Can't
how to
wait.
do an RTMP server.
Probably, maybe.
I bet
It'd
it's
be
the
interesting.
tube of you, unless I get answers like it's a 86 cents.
It's a series of tubes.
What?
Old reference to old dude in the Senate trying to describe what
The
the
internet,
internet is.
It's a series. I remember
Yes.
this now. It's
It
a
was-
series of tubes.
It was about the same time as I can't
Orin
remember.
Hat. No, it wasn't Orin Hat.
It was about the same time as the guy
Uh,
he was at his own rally and he's like, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna win the White House.
Oh, Howard Dean.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like
that one viral clip ruined his political career
forever.
Ruined it.
Ruined.
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 Ruined Brian.
Oh my god. Do we
So
have
funny.
more? Do we need a
I mean-
Scott Explains the Tech? Do we even have one?
I have
no, we don't
struck
have one yet.
out. You really have.
Bad
You're
the
just
last
missing.
two.
What do you want to do? You want to do
Oh my
Google
God.
Google with their flight app stuff or flight delays?
Look, I don't know what black magic Google food they're figuring out on this. That's got to be the free weather data and all that other jazz.
I would
to
imagine, yeah.
To basically be like, your flight's going to be delayed. I also can envision the time where they screw this up and someone's like, I totally got 45 minutes. Google told me so. That someone's going to put their trust in
Yeah.
Google and they're going to be like, what are you talking about? Google said it was 45 minutes. Sir, Google, I don't know where Google got that. They never got that from us. I can see that happening. I can see that happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Okay,
believe
I-
everything you trust on the internet.
I got to dial it back one time. Larry has an awesome comment. He says that if you look at the major card forums, right? If you look at the forums, miners aren't interested in ASIC rigs, even with the lower hash rate. So your hash rate is how much math you can do that generates a Bitcoin, basically. So even with the lower hash rate that you get on GPUs, you can resell a GPU for 70 to 80% of the money that you put into it. You can't really resell an ASIC because as more and more cryptocurrency is mined out of the system, additional cryptocurrency becomes more and more difficult. So that creates a constantly moving target. So if you buy an ASIC system that is profitable here, by the time you figure out like the cost of internet, the cost of electricity, the cost of the device itself, there's a certain amount of time that you're going to have to mine crypto in order to break even, right? It makes sense. So because of that moving target of crypto, if you buy something here at some point in time, that machine is no longer going to be profitable to run. When it's no longer profitable to run, you're not going to sell it for anything because no one wants a machine that isn't profitable to run. Whereas GPU, you can go, all right, this is no longer the sweet spot. I'm going to sell it off and at least get some money back, which totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. So that's a really interesting take.
Evidently, Michael's dog is 19 pounds. Because Google said so. Oops.
That's funny.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. That's hilarious.
No, that's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You want to keep talking about your flight delays thing?
No, I'm done with it.
Done with it?
Yeah. That was all
It
I
is
had.
interesting. Google's going to predict flight delays now.
That's about the extent. Like, I would like to know how
More.
accurate it is.
And
That's the important thing.
know that there's going to be a big disclaimer on it like, hey, we think your flight's going to be delayed.
Right. But
It's
you
not-
should
yeah.
still arrive according
Yeah,
to
yeah.
airport policy.
Yeah.
So then I'm all about Google fixing a use case problem
Yeah.
that we have. And like everybody's ultimately like, you don't know the problem that you have until we tell you that it was a problem for you to fix it.
Sure.
I don't really know what that's trying to solve because honestly, a lot of airline providers have gotten really good about notifying that your flight's delayed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
granted, you're still at the airport, and so that sucks. But what's
Yeah,
wrong?
That's
You got a
kill me
Wi-Fi
now
problem?
material. No, we have your internet problem because
My
much like
internet's fine.
I don't know, everyone else was talking about how video playback interrupted. Several people have mentioned that now.
Really?
Yeah. Your internet, hot trash.
Mine's been running fine on my machine. Mine's still good.
I'm back now, but I had to disconnect and reconnect. Hot trash.
Mine nothing wrong with my internet.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently they'll only show a delay if they're 80% sure of a delay. Bye, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
That's interesting.
So,
80% sure?
80% sure is still like, okay,
We're cool with the B
pretty
minus.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a B minus.
Yeah.
I'm good with B minus effort. B minus accuracy. I would really
You gotta start someplace. And again, if
I
you've got
get it.
okay, you know that people are going to be dumb enough to look at it. There's gonna be at least a handful of people that are like, well, that Google machine. Much to your point, that Google machine done told me we was gonna have a delay on my flight. They're going to be mad at the airlines, and the airlines are going to be like, look,
I told you.
I don't care what Google told you.
Right. I can only if it didn't come from us, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Then I can't help you.
Which makes me wonder, what's the point? Other than
That's
just
my question.
Other than just the can Google do it, and I feel like they're doing a lot of those like different areas where they could possibly apply machine learning to solve a problem. Like that's interesting, and it makes me wonder, like, is this testing a concept that they're going to roll out elsewhere? Like, if we can take weather data and we can apply that to predicting whether or not an airline flight is going to be delayed, can we take that same technology and start to do things like predict weather? Can we predict traffic delays when you're driving in a car? Like, you know what I mean?
Look,
like,
I'm
is
gonna
that
tell you,
outcome gonna
if you
feed
can
into
predict
something
the
else?
weather, do it, because weather guys, they ain't getting it.
Hang on. That is an old trope that used to be super accurate and is becoming less and less accurate by the year.
It is
the
not
technology
that it's not that I'm inaccurate in the statement. It's just less accurate than it was.
Yeah, but that's a far cry from them being completely wrong.
I didn't say they were completely wrong. I said they're more wrong than they're right. It's hard. I'm not blaming them.
I guess it depends on the specifics.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard stuff. Like,
I know that. How do you define wrong?
That's a great question. My definition of wrong and your definition of wrong is probably two different things. All the weather guys said, like, this is my 3-degree guarantee, plus or minus 3 on both sides.
Yeah.
That's
a big swing. Let's be real.
That's a really big swing, but 6 degrees. Okay, I'll give you that. I guess it would be 7, wouldn't it? 3 on each side plus the 1 in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that. But there are some days where I'm like, wait, I was pretty sure that it wasn't supposed to rain at all, and it's pouring now. Or what was supposed to be a light rain is not a light rain. But again, it's all the context and the, like, what I think is a light rain versus what you think is light rain is two very different things.
If I hear like light rain versus heavy rain, to me almost doesn't matter, because it's like it's rain or not.
Oh, but it does matter. It matters.
I don't think rain matters that
much.
I don't take snow. I will give you. Like, if it's like light snow versus heavy snow,
I don't take an umbrella in light rain. I would take an umbrella in heavy rain.
I don't take an umbrella. I just don't care.
There you go. See, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to carry stuff.
I don't either. It's just
so I don't want to carry an umbrella. If it's a light rain, I'll deal with light rain. Yeah. But if all of a sudden I'm soaked because that light rain wasn't light rain, it was a little bit heavier.
I'll break out the laptop and just work for my car and be like, "Hey, boss, I'll be in a little bit." It's currently tsunamiing outside.
I know, right? Arthur, the topics. Oh boy, the topics have been all over the board. I mean, they have been.
Boy.
I've been to left field and back, and I think I'm halfway back to left field.
We should do something about like posting what the actual topics were, maybe time stamping in the comment section.
I know we really should, but the problem is then we'd have to go back and watch our own show, and we don't even watch each other's videos.
I watch every single one of your videos.
That is a lie.
That is a lie. I watch 35%
that's
all of your
closer
videos.
to truth, but I would argue that that's still a lie.
I think it's probably.
Hey, I got a suspected spam call. You want me to answer it on air?
You
want me to do it?
Do it. Whatever.
Hello?
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 Yeah, hi, good evening.
This is Scott.
Turns out it wasn't. You're killing the live show.
I know I really am.
Just go over there.
I legit have no idea what that was.
What was that about?
I don't know. She just started. She just kept talking, and I don't know what it was. She's like, "I'm sorry, we didn't give you a call back." I'm like, "I don't know who you are to call me."
That's funny. That really backfired on you because they were looking
really did.
for you.
I
Usually they're looking for Timothy.
They really was looking for Timothy that one time. Man, I really wish that would have worked out because I would have absolutely, like, I have this thing about them, like, they will text me and I hit them with gifts that are, like, wildly inappropriate.
Not GIFTS, like animated GIFs. He hits them
gifts. Gifts to them.
with
I hit him with the gifts.
Ooh.
Like, there's some that I hit him with, and they are
They're
just...
so inappropriate.
They're really inappropriate, but, you know, they
inappropriate.
actually don't get back to me. I don't think that person's going to call me back, I bet.
Oh, maybe not.
I mean, I did just hang up on them in the live show.
I mean,
She had a legitimate something, but I was like, I don't know what this is, and she goes, haha, yeah, and then just hung up the phone. So I legitimately have no idea what she was asking
so
about.
rude. So rude.
That did backfire.
That could have been a viewer. That could have been a company calling us back to do something. You hung up on them. You should feel bad for yourself.
I don't feel bad for myself, and I do want them.
Oh. We're gonna have a conversation
I've heard about this. I've heard about this.
Yeah.
We need to have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I got nothing.
Are you sure? Going once, going twice?
Do you know that we played Monopoly wrong? True.
Okay. No, maybe. And then also, I got a hot take for you on Monopoly. What did we play wrong with Monopoly, Scott?
Do you know that when, like, let's say we go around the board,
Yeah.
there's the old saying that you can't buy any property until you go around the board first.
Wrong.
That's a lie. That's not true at all.
That is absolutely incorrect.
Oh, well, you got to put income tax in the center, and when you land on free parking, you get the money.
Also incorrect.
Also not true.
Did you know that if you pass on a property, it's supposed to immediately go up for auction?
And that's what I was going to tell
Yeah.
you. Everyone plays that
That
wrong.
changes the game
So much.
immensely.
So-
it makes the game go 1,000 times faster.
I played Monopoly with my family with the real
rules, yeah.
Like, not a fake rule,
Yeah.
none of that. First of all, they don't like it.
Yeah, it
Because I
changes the
won.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, when someone lands on it, they're like, yeah, I don't have enough money, I don't really want it. And all of a sudden, they're like, that person over there
Yeah.
has the two other properties. They're like, yeah, okay. So it starts straight up $10.
Yep.
$10 from the bank every time, right? And it's like, okay, $10. And they're like, okay, I'll do 20. And then they're like, 21. No joke. It started at 10. The property was like $160.
Yeah.
It went for 500. True story. Because
But see,
it completed a set.
When you do that, when you play by the actual rules,
Yeah.
then you really get to see the original intent of Monopoly, which was to show how evil, like, property ownership can be. Like,
Yeah.
when you're a landlord, when you're a slumlord like that, I mean, you can really rake people over the coals.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a ruthless game. It is not supposed to be a fun, let's have a good time with the family. Everyone is supposed to hate you by the time you're done playing Monopoly. And that's not just like, oh, that's how Scott and Greg play the game. No, like, the game was designed. Look up the history of Monopoly. It is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be a dark game.
First and second. I was first.
Yeah.
Second was my nephew Cam's mom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was like a distant second.
Have you heard about the new version Monopoly that's coming out?
You can't be cheating when it's the rules.
Cheaters Edition.
It's not a cheater's edition. It's the rules.
But
You are playing by the rules dictated. That's
agree.
not cheating.
I agree, but it's cheating relative to what the original rules of Monopoly are. But I want to know what the deal is. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. We get a little excited. There's a new version of Monopoly coming out called Monopoly the Cheaters Edition. I don't know all of the rules yet because I haven't had a chance to get my hands on it. However, among other things, it involves a mechanism whereby if certain things happen, you basically get chained through a real handcuff. Well, real, it's plastic. Real handcuff. You get chained to the board game itself.
Yeah,
like
it's
that's a
true.
thing that happens.
That's true. Yeah, you're actually chained to the board
chained
when
to
you're
the board.
in jail.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, you're in jail. It's right there.
Well, I didn't know if that was like if there was some other mechanism or if it was
Here, I
like,
will-
oh, when you go to jail, you actually have to put on your handcuff and then blah 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 whatever. Oh, it was really interesting.
Did everybody get that link? Hopefully that link came through.
We love board games, so I could totally see wanting to check that one out.
When
it's
does
in
it come out? Oh, this fall.
there. Boom shakalaka. Might have to pick that one up. We should do a board game review.
Oh wow.
So it's
Escape
Congressional
artist.
Monopoly.
So escape artist. When you're in jail, you take off the cuff.
So it's a get out of jail free.
That's
card.
a get out of jail free. Identity theft. On your turn, move another player's token instead of your own. Oh! Short change. When you owe another player change, secretly give them less than you owe. And squatters rule: collect rent for another player's property.
Oh, that's
And
dirty.
so like these are like these individual cards. There are 15 new cheat cards. If you get away with it, take the title. So let's go back to the get out of jail free part. If you got away with it, advance to the next unowned property and take the title deed for that property. You basically get a free property. So if you get caught, put the handcuff back on, stay in jail, and pay the player who caught you $100.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then identity theft. Did you get away with moving another player's token instead of your own? Tokens stay where they are. The person whose token moved pays you $100 if you got away with it. The player whose
Wow,
token,
dirty,
if you get
man.
caught, the players whose token you tried to move puts theirs back and may place your token anywhere on the board immediately following the rules of that space.
That's so dirty.
That is really, really interesting.
Your link 403, so
Really?
yeah. It's Bloomberg being crappy.
Boo. That's really cool. Guess
What?
what?
Remove any web address and then try again?
Oh, you can't do it, but I can since I'm the owner.
Really? I did the Mashable link. Anyway, so that's Monopoly Cheaters Edition, I think, which I think sounds really...
Just go to
Really
Google, type in
interesting.
Monopoly Cheaters Edition.
You'll find a bunch of
Hopefully
stuff.
Bloomberg is the very first one. And it lays out those cheater cards pretty interesting. Well,
Mashable also has the same stuff on there. They have the
go
cheaters
to
card.
Mashable then.
So, okay, so that was the last random hot take that we had.
I had a
Wanna do
lot of
anything
hot takes in that episode.
You're just angry today.
I was really agitated.
But
I
you
gotta-
tell
I
people
gotta-
you're sorry for taking it out on
I'm
them.
not sorry. I'm not sorry. I didn't take it out on them.
You did. You
This
yelled
is
at them?
fun, agitated Scott. Like, this is
This
when
is
I
true.
get agitated. Like it's kind of
Not
funny.
fun, agitated Scott is not fun.
What?
Not fun, agitated Scott is not fun.
No, you do not. Like there's very rare times where it's one of those situations, and Greg and I've had a conversation about it. He's like, "Yeah, I do not
No.
want to be on the end of that."
No.
Like I have
For the sake of our friendship,
I
that's
have
the last thing that I want.
really gotten after some people.
Yeah.
Mostly telemarketers, to be honest. The guy who always asks for Timothy,
Oh my gosh.
that guy is ruthless, and he still keeps trying.
Hey, more power to him.
All right, that's all.
He probably thinks he's got the right number. Well, whatever.
I based on those gifts, I bet he doesn't.
Meh.
Wait till he starts getting the links.
That's a him problem, not a me problem. Anyway, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by and checking out our pretty random live show this week. We were all over the place.
was hot.
We were... I mean, we kept it between the ditches, but
The ditches is the about. It's
we
a
was
7-lane highway
doing
on each
this
side.
quite a bit. So, thank you again for everybody stopping by. Like we ask you every single week, if you haven't already done so, please, 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 don't forget to like, share, and especially subscribe. It really does mean a lot to us. Help us meet our goal of breaking 10,000 subscribers this calendar year.
Live update on the number of.
Yeah,
we got right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Live number.
We're gonna do live update. Let you know where we're at. We're over 50% of the way there.
5585.
So getting pretty close to 5,600 subscribers.
Almost 1,000. 1 and 2.
I wish.
That would be cool.
I wish. We'll get there.
All right.
One goal at a time. 10,000 first. So help us on our road to 10K. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my begging. That's my begging for the week. So
Usually I beg for money, so.
yeah, you do. I beg for subs. You beg for money. So all right, everybody. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.